I'm sure you guys have all been refreshing your YouTube app waiting to get that JPixel Guy notification to bring back the spark in your lives. Right? Right? I was looking through my channel and nearly choked on my pineapple Capri Sun when I saw it's been a whole year since the last upload. Can you please leave? Hey! Anyway, the reason I vanished for so long was because of something I can't say, otherwise the council would have me bury you alive for knowing too much. But I can share with you one of the hobbies I picked up these past few months. And that, my friends, is video game emulation. Basically, that means using software to play a game meant for one device on a completely different device it was never intended for. Like gaslighting your phone into thinking it's a PS2, for instance. And I gotta say, it may not be the flying cars we were promised, but when I found out about emulation, it completely blew my mind. Even more than a 9-year-old's mind after stumbling across a certain website that must not be named for the first time. This discovery for me was just as I was beginning to get fatigued with constant piles of free-to-play slop plaguing the trenches of the Play Store. No, I don't want to be subjected to watching degenerate ads in exchange for only one extra life in a game that needs weeks of grinding to find scraps, just to get slaughtered by some rich twat who bought the whole goddamn arsenal on day one. No thank you. Look, I know developers have to eat like the rest of us, but when you intentionally design your app to be nothing more than a black hole for players' wallets, it tends to feel like less of a game and more of a sadistic endurance test for my sanity. I swear the moment I loaded up Nintendo's Pokemon Emerald for the first time on my phone, it felt like breaking free from the shackles of Google and ascending to heaven. The best part is I didn't have to spend a single cent. Without getting too technical, to emulate a game, you usually need two things: the app that does the emulation and the ROM files of the game you want to play. You might be wondering, wait, how did I get the ROMs for free if console games cost money? And to that I say, matey. I'm someone who has a deep phobia of being hacked or accidentally downloading malware, and those risks tend to be present when you acquire software by sailing the 7 seas. Cough cough, wink wink. But after like 2 or 3 business days browsing various subreddits to make sure I actually knew what I was doing, I got the hang of it and would like to report that I have been completely hack-free. Unless I did get hacked and he felt so bad after seeing my empty bank account that he decided to willingly disappear before I even noticed. In that case, God bless you, Mr. Hacker. Growing up as a kid, a large portion of my core memories and interests were connected to video games in one way or another. And there's just something magical about being able to relive the experiences of my favorite console games now as an adult. Or even getting to try out games from the same era that I didn't have the opportunity to play at the time. Like the aforementioned Pokemon Emerald. Don't laugh, but it wasn't until last year that I finally played a Pokemon game. And I was initially skeptical, but I would be lying if I say that I didn't have fun running from route to route, or is it route to route, catching more minions to add to my reluctant army. I kid you not, I literally had to keep like 20 tabs open to remember what combinations were super effective against others and where I could find the useful Pokemon. Sorry guys, I don't love you all equally. Honestly, out of the hundreds of Pokemon, the only one I even knew before pressing start was Pikachu. More stressful than I anticipated, but in a way that kept me delightfully engaged and not biting my hair out of frustration. Some games I actually played as a kid and were able to revisit are The Sims 1, Rayman 2, Jak 3, Mortal Kombat 4, Ben 10 Protector of Earth, and Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Funny story, but the copy I had of Chamber of Secrets on my PS2 was in German for some reason. I can't remember if it was possible to change the language or not, but I was tiny in both size and brain power. So unfortunately, I did not think that far ahead. So I simply raw dogged it and managed to make my way through the burrow diagonally and the forbidden forest with nothing but dumb luck and running around blasting my wand at everything that moved. But coming back to play it in English for the first time, I think Ron was much easier to tolerate when I didn't understand the words coming out of his pompous mouth. Cause what do you mean you're exhausted when the only thing you've been doing is watching me do all the work? You're lucky they don't let me replace the Flipendo spell with Avada Kedavra, Ron. Oops, the council demands my immediate presence, so I must be on my way now. Do you think he's gone now?